Hey, what's up, guys? I wanted to make a quick video here to show where I'm at with the website. Trying to launch this by end of June, so still working out a few things, but here's what we got today. Let's just go over the slate tab. So today we locked in Pittsburgh money line. That game's going on 1-1 right now. Season 23-22, not terrible. May kind of heating up a little bit, 14-8. So in the season, down a few units, just fine because beginning months we were struggling a little bit with the model, but it's pretty dialed in now. Let's go by March. 3-2, nothing really. April we got cooked, and then May we're bringing it back. So back to the slate tab. Today we got 7 games, 4 leans, 4 overs, 1 under, 1 money line edge. We got 1 locked and 1 no play. So what we do here is over under. We'll show what the model likes versus what Vegas has. We'll show line movements. Our line moves a little bit based on when we run the model. So we usually try to run it the day before the games or the night before when the lineups aren't out. Once the lineups are out, it'll adjust it a little bit. This one was 0.5, so it took if we were running the line 8.7, we'd be at 8.5, but 8.2 would round, so basically our model went from 8.5 to 8, and Vegas went down to 7.5 to 7, so looks like we're a little higher on the offenses as Vegas is, but kind of we both had the same movements going down. We also have our Vegas money line versus the model, so Pirates ended up at 121. We had minus 157. Figured that was good enough, at least just to get some action on the morning slate. So we got this is basically the rundown of the slate tab. If you click on info, you'll get a deeper breakdown of the game. We'll show projected scores here. Money line, run line. We got our weather. Got the ballpark, umpire, then we got the starting pitching. We like to highlight the xFIP and SIERA because that's what the model uses mainly for pitching stats. Win-loss, so Ashcraft 2-2 in the season, 4-1 to the over. Full season log kind of breaks down their games. If it's green, that means they won the game, or the run line. Red means it was a loss. So we go just kind of break down of the game, get into the pitching, get into the hitting. So for batters, we have a few tabs here. Season just shows what you'd see on ESPN, just normal stats. Last 10, this is something that most sites don't have. It'll show the last 10 games, breakdown if they're hitting well or if they're cold. And then we got the status here. So a few hot hitters the last 10 games here. We got our splits. So that's if it's a versus right-handed pitcher, it'd show how they hit versus right-handers, lefties, same deal. We got our career. So this is how they've done in their career. And then we also just have 2026. So if you want to see how they're hitting against the splits just for the year or career, we got both those right here. We have our reverse pitcher. So Pirates, not much here. Ozuna, 3 for 6 with a homer. I mean, kind of small. I guess we can show the workflow here. So Ozuna, 3 for 6, 1 home run. Small sample size. Splits has been bad this year. 164 versus righties. Last 10, even worse. On the season, 178, yeah. So he's off to a bad start. Even though he has some success versus the pitcher, nothing there. That's kind of what I like to look for is, A, how they're doing on the season. Are they heating up the last 10? How do they do versus that pitcher? And how they do versus that split. So if it's a lefty and they hit lefties well, they've been heating up the last 10. They have success versus that pitcher. It's kind of like a perfect storm scenario where if you're into prize picks, that's someone we would target. Then we got the matchup grid, just showing how they have been doing as a whole. So we got runs per game, OPS, WRC plus, K percentage, and then their WRC plus versus that split. We got ERA, WHIP, bullpen, and this is one of the sections I want to kind of add more details because ERA is kind of irrelevant for a one-off game because you already know who the starting pitcher is, so it doesn't really make sense to have that. Kind of same with WHIP, so we're going to clean this up. I do like bullpen ERA because that is important if you're betting a full game. So I think they're pretty close, but so we have 4.5 to 3.7. I think offenses are pretty even. I think it's just starting pitching and bullpen gives the Pirates a slight edge on this game, which makes sense. So we show the bullpen. Johan Ramirez pitched 24 pitches yesterday, so more than likely he's unavailable. So we show who is available, how that actually affects their SIERA for today's game. So we're just trying to get all the information that would make sense for someone trying to bet on any game throughout the season, just to give them all the information needed. We got our team trends. I like to look at team trends mainly for over-unders, to be honest, especially I don't think the Rangers are playing today, but their over-under at home is like 4-12, 4-16, something like that. So it's just good to kind of see if you're a trend better, this is an important section. Show the last 10 games here. So Pirates 4-6 their last 10. They're averaging 5.5 runs in the last 10 and giving up 5.5. Over under 6-4. Then we have our injury report. And then the last 10 times these teams have played each other, which, doesn't really mean much, but sometimes there's interesting trends that come from this. Then we have a little scouting report at the bottom. So that's what we get with the game details. Game write-up is just we'll give a quick breakdown, summary of the game, and kind of show where, if there is any lean, what it is. So it kind of shows the pitchers, hitters, and then gives the play. And then we have our line movement, which just shows where the lines moved throughout the day, which I know is important to some bettors. So, yeah, that's the slate breakdown. In 2 weeks or so, I'll make another video. It's going to look better than it does, but I do like where we're at right now. Leave a comment if there's anything in here that I don't have that you would like to see in here that would be beneficial. Also, let me know if you'd be interested in early access to the website. Again, I'm trying to go live sometime in July, but I'll try to have the domain dialed in by sometime in June. So, yep, appreciate you guys. Like and subscribe, and thank you for watching.